The ARC's Self-Determination Scale, Adolescent Version. Section 1. Autonomy. Directions. Check the answer on each question that best tells how you act in that situation. There are no right or wrong answers. Check only one answer for each question. If your disability limits you from actually performing the activity, but you have control over it, such as through a personal care attendant, answer like you performed the activity. 1A. Independence, routine personal care, and family-oriented functions. Options are: I do not even if I have the chance. I do sometimes when I have the chance. I do most of the time I have the chance. And I do every time I have the chance. 1. I make my own meals or snacks. 2. I care for my own clothes. 3. I do my chores in my home. 4. I keep my own personal items together. 5. I do simple first aid or medical care for myself. 6. I keep good personal care and grooming. 1B. Independence, interaction with the environment. The choices are: I do not even if I have the chance. I do sometimes when I have the chance. I do most of the time I have the chance. I do every time I have the chance. 7. I make friends with others my age. 8. I use the post office. 9. I keep my appointments and meetings. 10. I deal with salespeople at stores and restaurants. 1C. Acting on the basis of preferences, beliefs, interests, and abilities, recreational and leisure time. The choices are: I do not even if I have the chance. I do sometimes when I have the chance. I do most of the time I have the chance. Or I do every time I have the chance. 11. I do free time activities based on my interests. 12. I plan weekend activities that I like to do. 13. I am involved in school-related activities. 14. My friends and I choose activities that we want to do. 15. I write letters, notes, or talk on the phone to family and friends. 16. I listen to music that I like. 1D. Acting on the basis of preferences, beliefs, interests, and abilities, community involvement and interaction. The choices are: I do not even if I have the chance. I do sometimes when I have the chance. I do most of the time I have the chance. And I do every time I have the chance. 17. I volunteer in things that I am interested in. 18. I go to restaurants that I like. 19. I go to movies, concerts, and dances. 20. I go shopping or spend time at shopping centers or malls. 21. I take part in youth groups or clubs like FACT, Scouts, church groups, etc. 1E. Acting on the basis of preferences, beliefs, interests, and abilities. Post-school directions. The choices are: I do not even if I have the chance. I do sometimes when I have the chance. I do most of the time I have the chance. And I do every time I have the chance. 22. I do school and free time activities based on my career interests. 23. I work on schoolwork that will improve my career chances. 24. I make long-range career plans. 25. I work or have worked to earn money. 26. I am in or have been in career or job classes or training. 27. I have looked into job interests by visiting work sites or talking to people in that job. 1F. Acting on the basis of preferences, beliefs, interests, and abilities. Personal expression. The choices are: I do not even if I have the chance. I do sometimes when I have the chance. I do most of the time I have the chance. And I do every time I have the chance. 28. I choose my clothes and personal items I use every day. 29. I choose my own hairstyle. 30. I choose gifts to give family and friends. 31. I decorate my own room. 32. I choose how to spend my personal money. Please check section 1, A through F, to make sure there is only one answer for each question. Section 2, Self-Regulation. Directions. Each of the following questions tells the beginning of a story and how the story ends. Your job is to tell what happened in the middle of the story to connect the beginning and the ending. Read the beginning and ending for each question. Then fill the best answer for the middle of the story. There are no right or wrong answers. Remember, fill in the one answer that you think best completes the story. 2A. Interpersonal cognitive problem solving. Question 33. You are sitting in a planning meeting with your parents and teachers. You want to take a class where you can learn to work as a cashier in a store. Your parents want you to take the family and childcare class. You can only take one of the classes. Ending. The story ends with you taking a vocational class where you will learn to be a cashier. Fill in the one answer that you think best completes the middle of the story. Question 34. Beginning. You hear a friend talking about a new job opening at the local bookstore. You love books and you want a job. You decide you would like to work at the bookstore. Ending. The story ends with you working at the bookstore. Remember, fill in the one answer that you think best completes the middle of the story. Question 35. Beginning. Your friends are acting like they are mad at you. You are upset about this. Ending. The story ends with you and your friends getting along just fine. Remember, fill in the answer that you think best completes the middle of the story. Question 36. You go to your English class one morning and discover your English book is not in your backpack. You are upset because you need that book to do your homework. Ending. The story ends with you using your English book for homework. Remember, fill in the answer that you think best completes the middle of the story. Question 37. Beginning. You are in a club at school. The club advisor announces that the club members will need to elect new officers at the next meeting. You want to be the president of the club. Ending. The story ends with you being elected as the club president. Remember, fill in the one answer that you think best completes the middle of the story. Question 38. Beginning. You are at a new school where you don't know anyone. You want to have friends. Ending. The story ends with you having many friends at the new school. Remember, fill in the one answer that you think best completes the story. 2B. Goal setting and task performance. Directions. The next 3 questions ask about your plans for the future. Again, there are no right or wrong answers. For each question, tell if you have made plans for that outcome, and, if so, what those plans are and how to meet them. Question 39. Where do you want to live after you graduate? Either, I have not planned for that yet, or I want to live fill in the blank. If you choose I want to live and fill in the blank, list 4 things you should do to meet this goal. Question 40. Where do you want to work after graduation? Either I have not planned for that yet, or I want to work fill in the blank. If you choose I want to work and fill in the blank, list 4 things you should do to meet this goal. Question 41. What type of transportation do you plan to use after graduation? Either I have not planned for that yet, or I want to fill in the blank. If you choose the second answer, list 4 things you should do to meet this goal. Section 3. Psychological empowerment. Check the answer that best describes you. Choose only one answer for each question. There are no right or wrong answers. 42. I usually do what my friends want, or I tell my friends if they are doing something I don't want to do. 43. I tell others when I have new or different ideas or opinions. Or, I usually agree with other people's opinions or ideas. 44. I usually agree with people when they tell me I can't do something. Or, I tell people when I think I can do something that they tell me I can't. 45. I tell people when they have hurt my feelings. Or, I am afraid to tell people when they have hurt my feelings. 46. I can make my own decisions. Or, other people make decisions for me. 47. Trying hard at school doesn't do me much good. Or, trying hard at school will help me get a good job. 48. I can get what I want by working hard. Or, I need good luck to get what I want. 49. It is no use to keep trying because that won't change things. Or, I keep trying after I get something wrong. 50. I have the ability to do the job I want. Or, I cannot do what it takes to do the job I want. 51. I don't know how to make friends. Or, I do know how to make friends. 52. I am able to work with others. Or, I cannot work well with others. 53. I do not make good choices. Or, I can make good choices. 54. If I have the ability, I will be able to get the job I want. Or, I will probably not get the job I want, even if I have the ability. 55. I will have a hard time making new friends. Or, I will be able to make new friends in new situations. 56. I will be able to work with others if I need to. Or, I will not be able to work with others if I need to. 57. My choices will not be honored. Or, I will be able to make choices that are important to me. Look back at your answers for section 3 and make sure there is only one answer for each question and that every question is answered. Section 4. Self-realization. Directions. Tell whether you think each of the statements describes how you feel about yourself or not. There is no right or wrong answers. Choose only the answer that best fits you. Your choices are agree or disagree. 58. I do not feel ashamed of any of my emotions. 59. I feel free to be angry at people I care for. 60. I can show my feelings even when people might see me. 61. I can like people even if I don't agree with them. 62. I am afraid of doing things wrong. 63. It is better to be yourself than to be popular. 64. I am loved because I give love. 65. I know what I do best. 66. I don't accept my own limitations. 67. I feel I cannot do many things. 68. I like myself. 69. I am not an important person. 70. I know how to make up for my limitations. 71. Other people like me. 72. I am confident in my abilities. Make sure you have an answer for each question and only one answer.